What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Music Box. It's your boy Twist, aka Shalom for the babies. And you know, I'm never alone.
Yeah. Shalom Aleichem to everyone. It's your boy M2C. We're back again, man.
Sandile here, welcome.
Yeah, man. First of all, I'd like to say shout out to everyone that viewed our first video.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody that gave us like the input. Thank you guys. And yeah, man, today we're gonna be discussing top 5 rappers of all time.
Hot top 5, you know.
And yeah, personally, I would like to make a disclaimer. Right? My top 5 is subjected to change, you know, based on
Understandable.
whatever
makes
it's
sense.
based on. But yeah, it's subjected to change. Right? Yeah, man. How are you gents feeling before we get started?
No, we're good.
Yeah,
It's a
we're
good
okay,
topic.
man.
We're ready.
I'm really like, you know, happy that, you know, we got positive feedback and subscribers. Although it's not that much, but you know.
Yeah. Thanks for the comments.
Yeah,
Thanks
yeah,
for
shout
the
out to
comments,
the
likes, and the views.
the likes, yeah. So
We appreciate
yeah,
that.
you know, we'll get better. And,
Yeah,
you know,
eventually.
hopefully we'll try to give you guys good content, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, man. You wanna start, Doc?
Yeah, man, you know, so you guys are gonna try and just, you know, get to know us on a more musical level.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll just go and I'll try to be short because these niggas are always complaining that I'm always, you know, over talking and shit. So yeah.
Now they know.
Yeah, man. So yeah, my favorite rapper of all time. I have to start with Park. You know, I think Park is synonymous with hip hop. You know, the fact that he dropped his first album in '93 to Capitalist, and he dropped you know, For My Niggas in '93, and then my favorite album from him is All Eyes on Me.
That was when I was born.
That's when was that?
'93.
Bro,
Yeah.
my
This
mom was
nigga's
still in
old.
school. Yeah, my mom was still in school. So
That's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, so yeah, you know, I really like Park, you know, for his poetry and just for his influence.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
what he has kind of, you know, done for the game, although he passed on at a very young age. But yeah. And number 2, I'll probably have to go with Nas, you know, Nasir Jones. You know, I think he's, for me, the greatest MC of all time.
Same.
He's a good
I
storyteller.
feel the same.
He's also, in terms of just his rhyming,
Yeah.
you know, lyrically he's very good. With intricacy also is very amazing.
Yeah.
You know, he's got a better flow than almost everyone.
Yeah.
He dropped Emetic at like 1990, like
Classic.
2094.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, man.
Classic.
Yeah,
Easy.
because I think everyone kind of references Emetic as like the greatest
Standard,
album of all time. You know, so and then number 3 I would have Scarface. Shout out to Brett Jordan, man, the brother from Houston.
Shout out to
You know,
that.
yeah.
Is it South or something?
Yeah, Houston, Texas, just from
Yeah,
the
yeah.
south.
Oh, yeah.
So he inspired the likes of Biggie. Jay-Z has him in his top 5.
Wow.
You know,
Yeah.
so yeah.
That's
He dropped my favorite hip hop album of all time, The Diary.
He always talks about it.
Yeah, that
all
shit,
the
that
time.
shit was amazing.
It's a clean
Yeah,
We had to
so-
listen
We
to
had
it
to
because
listen
of
to
that.
Yeah, so
I get why.
yeah, so sonically the shit was really amazing, man.
Yeah,
The
it is.
storytelling there, you know, the fact that he kind of, you know, made it, just normal for rappers to actually be in their feelings, you know,
Yeah,
talk about them, being
It was Drake
introspective.
before Drake.
Yeah, more or less, yeah. And yeah, number 4 I'd have, number 4, I'd have Mos Def.
Yeah.
Yeah, the brother from Brooklyn, you know, Yasin Bey. He was part of the
Black Star.
Black Star. You know, they dropped the We Are Black Star, Talib Kweli and Mos Def in '98.
Another
For me,
legend.
Yeah, for me,
That's a classic album.
yeah, that's a very classic. Yeah, it's a classic album, and you know, one of my favorite albums of all time. You know, and
Yeah,
I really liked Mos Def for the fact that he was really like conscious.
Yeah.
Although he doesn't want people to kind of brand him as a
Yeah.
conscious rapper, but yeah, he inspired niggas like Kendrick, you know,
Yeah.
Lupe Fiasco, so yeah, I really like fuck with Mos Def. And number 5, I'll probably, it's a bit of a, I'll struggle, but
Yeah,
I
it's
feel
tough.
like
Last one is tough.
Yeah, it's the last
yeah,
four, so it
yeah.
has to be
But
tough.
I think in terms of just if I was to look at it from a skill point of view, I'll probably have Lupe over Kendrick.
Okay.
But I feel like I grew up on Kendrick, you know.
Yeah, same.
So the fact that Kendrick was signed by TDE in 2003 after he dropped his young head nigga is in charge, and he dropped 20 Day in 2005, and then now I'm not gonna
Yeah.
focus
Yeah, into
more
the
on
whole
Kendrick's
discography.
history, yeah. But yeah, he has. I think he'll probably go down as the greatest rapper who has a better discography than anyone.
I can't argue that.
Yeah.
He has a claim.
I can't
Yeah,
argue that.
how many classics do you guys think Kendrick has?
This is highly debatable.
Because
And it's subjective.
Yeah, it is.
All true people.
But the thing with classics is that
Yeah.
usually they're not really subjective, even though they are. We
yeah.
Most
actually
people
agree
agree.
more than we disagree.
Yeah,
Trust.
because he doesn't really have a bad album.
It doesn't.
No.
That's for
Yeah.
sure.
So, yeah, man, I'd have Kendrick over Lupe. But shout out to Lupe, man. I
Yeah,
feel
that's-
like he's
that's-
a better rapper than
Honorable
Kendrick.
mention.
Yeah, honorable mention.
Yeah, that's a solid.
Yeah.
That's a solid
top
top five.
five.
Yeah.
And the
so-
funny thing is that top five can actually compete with a lot of.
Yeah, because
top
the overall
fives.
thing in my top five is just social commentary, and
Yeah.
niggas that focus on societal issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
So,
that's,
yeah.
that's one thing we have in common in terms of like our favorite
Yeah.
rappers.
Yeah, so yeah, that's about it, man. That's my
Yeah,
top
that's a solid-
five.
that's a
So
solid
how
top
about you, my doggy?
For me, it's a little bit the same because
Yeah.
I have similar names, but
Yeah.
they differ. Number one for me is Nas. For me, he's the king of New York,
Yeah.
not just of Queens, of New York.
Queens.
Illmatic.
Yeah.
That's the standard, man. That's the
Yeah.
standard. For many rappers, musically, it's also amazing. Not just in hip hop,
Yeah,
but in
yeah.
music, it's one of the biggest classics.
Yeah.
Then my number two is a prodigy of Nas.
Yeah.
Someone who looks up to Nas.
Mm.
Someone who created sort of his own
Illmatic.
exactly and
Yeah.
called it Almatic.
You're good.
Yeah.
This man
Elzai.
gets-
This nigga loves
You
Elzai,
can't
man.
eat Hawaiian.
Yeah.
No man, Elza.
Yeah, shout out to Elzai.
I love this. I love this man. Yeah. Jason Powers. Shout out to you, man. For me, he's the best rapper in Detroit. I don't care if people can argue that. I know everyone's talking about Eminem, Royce.
Royce, yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
But for me, Elzai has the poetry.
It's a big claim, my brother.
Yeah, and I can back it up.
That's
I
all
can
that
back
matters.
it up.
Yeah.
That's all that
I
Yeah,
can back
but
it up.
you know.
He has Preface, which is amazing.
Mhm.
One of my favorite albums of all time. Man, Lead Poison, introspective. I was in that state at the time.
Yeah,
when it
I
dropped.
fuck with that album.
Same, yeah. So even the new one is amazing. Yeah, that's why he's my number two. My number three is the lead man for The Roots, the legendary Black Thought,
Shout out.
Mr.
man.
Trotter.
Shout out.
I love this man. Wisdom, longevity, consistency. Every good word that you have can be linked with Black Thought. And he's one of the greats of all time for me. Not just
Can't argue.
yeah, and he was the lead for The Roots for so long. And now he has like 3 solid albums in, all great for me. That's why he's my number 3. Number 4, that's where we actually link up now. I have Kendrick.
So you have Kendrick at number 4.
Yeah, and you have him at number 5.
Number
So
5,
it's
yeah.
kind of similar. So yeah, shout out to TDE, man. For me, it's Kendrick, man. The poetry, the consciousness, the way he's evolved over time. Because you listen to Section 80 and damn, they're not the same. There's a lot of
all
evolving.
the albums are very different.
Yeah. Conceptually, it's one of the best of all time.
Yeah.
Argue that it's okay. And number 5,
Very tough one.
for me, it's not. That's the
not.
crazy thing. Number 5 for me is my favorite African rapper of all time. Verb.
Shout out to
Shout out to Verb, man.
Shout out to Deboko.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Verb.
my number
I
5
can't
is
argue
Proverb.
Shout out to
Number
Verb.
5 is Proverb.
Mm.
I feel like Proverb can go bar for bar with anyone.
He's skillful.
Not only locally, not only
Even
continentally.
Yeah.
Yeah, even internationally, globally.
He's
Proverb can
skilled.
stand
His
his
skill is
ground.
something else.
Yeah. And he has solid albums to back that up.
Yeah.
5 solid albums.
Damn.
Yeah, all of them are amazing. And I relate to Proverb on a personal level. For me, that's why I love Proverb. But yeah, an honorable shout out like you had Lupe, I would probably have Sky. Sky's
Shout out
love
to
him.
Skies,
So
man.
yeah,
Shout out to
it's
Black
short,
Taylor.
solid, precise. It's to the heart.
Aight.
What's up?
I mean, you can tell by the way I'm gonna start my top 5. You can tell like the generational difference.
Different eras.
You know. So my number 1 is your number 5 and your number 4, right?
Yeah,
So that's Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, dog. Like when it comes to conceptualization, he's like the greatest
Yeah.
of all time. Dog.
Can't argue
You
that.
can't touch it.
Yeah.
You know. Albums. He has solidified himself with albums like To Pimp a Butterfly
That's a class.
and Good Kid, Mad City.
Classics.
You know, that's not even
You can't even argue if
for
they're
debate,
classics or
you know.
not.
the message that you get in the albums.
Yeah.
You know, it's very important and it's very educating.
He's a very good storyteller.
Yeah, definitely. He's
Good Kid is a movie, in fact.
Yeah.
You can just picture it.
Yeah.
Like,
Sonically,
completely,
and when
yeah.
you play it sequentially, it really makes sense. The
Yeah.
skates, everything, right? Oh,
Exactly.
Solid,
Yeah.
very solid guy, very solid. Number 2, Mick Jenkins.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's more new school-ish type of vibe,
That is dope.
but he's a great rapper.
Yeah.
He's very good also. In terms of conceptualizing, he knows how to put a good album
Yeah.
together. All his albums, they're not really different like Kendrick,
Okay.
you know, but they sort of lead to like one thing. I don't know if
Okay.
that makes sense.
Yeah, it
Like
does.
his last 3 albums, you know, they lead to like Pieces of a Man. You know?
Oh,
Yeah, they sort of lead there, yeah.
So it's a three-peat in a way. or
In a
something.
sense, yeah. And I like his wordplay, man. He's crazy also. He's crazy with the wordplay. He's crazy with the metaphors. You know, and that's my number 2, man. Number 3 is Lupe Fiasco.
That's solid.
One of the most skillful MCs I've heard.
Chi-Town.
One of the most skillful MCs. I was listening to this song he has on Tetsu and Will called Deliver.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, that shit is amazing.
That's a
bro.
tight
Yo.
song, you know.
The
And
whole tape.
the
Yeah.
fact that the title of the song on its own is like a double entendre just
Yeah.
made it solid for me. You
Yeah.
know, the message goes both ways, but at the end of the day, it's one thing. It's like 2 messages, but
That's what
You
Lupe
know.
does, man. He plays with you mentally.
yeah. So shout out to Lupe, man. Shout out to Lupe. And then number 4, you know, the last 2, it's always tricky. It's always tricky.
Yeah,
like,
it's never
this
easy.
is
It's
always
always
tricky,
never
but
easy.
Number 5, yeah.
I'm gonna have to throw in the legend there, man. Black Thought at number 4, one of the greats. Like Sen said, very consistent.
Yeah.
Always proving himself.
All
You
the
know,
time.
undoubtedly one of the greatest in my opinion.
Yeah.
And he also did like amazing work with the group and individually. you know.
Yeah.
And then number 5 would be
The hard one.
oh, that's always tricky, dog. But I think I'm gonna add Isaiah Rashad.
Yeah.
Right, but I still need him to drop like another tape to convince me. But for now, I'm gonna keep him there just because of Sylvia Demo.
Yeah.
That for me, that's a classic album.
I can't argue that. I understand why you say
And
that.
that's a classic album. No skips.
Sonic is a very good.
Sonics,
Yeah.
sonically just flows also. You know,
Yeah,
the
both
features
albums.
there are tight also.
Yeah.
Man, shout out to TD, dog.
Yeah,
Shout out
they've
to
been
TD.
holding it down.
Yeah, so essentially, like, in terms of like how I would compile my top 5, for me, I love rappers that are very introspective,
Same, yeah.
rappers that are very conscious,
Yeah.
you know, rappers
Storytellers.
Yeah.
that are good, sonically.
And
choosing
the
nice-
pen game,
the
yeah.
pen game is always elite, man. So yeah, man.
So we more or less have the same musical taste.
Taste,
Yeah.
I
yes,
think
yes.
yours is a bit.
I'm more new
New
school.
school,
yeah,
yes,
more
so
new
yes,
school.
you know,
But it's
yes.
solid.
Yeah,
It's
also
also
is
new school, yeah, and I don't know, man. I would also just like to throw in Proverb as an honorable
Yeah,
mention.
honorable.
I would also like to throw in Ginger Tool.
Yeah, that's a solid
You know,
guy. Like.
Those are like my guys, dog. Shout out to them again, and yeah, man. That's it.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
it.
that should be it. I don't know. Yeah, you guys can just
You know.
hit us up in the comment section. Tell us your top 5.
Yeah.
Whether comment on what we did or what we said. Whether you like
Yeah.
our top 5 or you don't fuck with it.
Your favorite albums from them.
No,
Yeah.
it's very
It's very
subjective, though,
subjective,
so we
yeah.
can't
Yeah, it's
really-
personal.
Yeah, but you know, I know how wild niggas be.
Yeah, you know,
On the
but
comments.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
man.
know,
Yeah. Don't forget to like hit the subscribe button,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
comment, share.
Share. Yeah.
And yeah, man, hopefully you guys fuck with our content. And yeah, see you next week.
Yeah,
Peace.
man. Now we're just gonna try and give you guys good content. We're gonna try and get better.
That's our motto.
We've kind of seen the feedback from the first video, and yeah, we'll try to get better, man. You can follow us on our page. Is the Music Box, music with the K, _ the Music Box with the K on Twitter.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's about it. Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom.